Number 10. Scopolamine. The streets of Colombia are rife with a zombifying drug called scopolamine. Scopolamine is a tasteless, odorless powder which is blown into the victim's face, immediately suppressing their free will and blocking memories from forming. The Nazis and the CIA used scopolamine during World War II and the Cold War, in the hope that it would act as a truth serum during interrogations. But the drug is so powerful that it can also cause hallucinations and respiratory failure. Within minutes, victims are under complete control of their assailant. People have robbed their own houses, been sexually assaulted, emptied their entire bank accounts, and been abducted on scopolamine. There are 50,000 such incidents each year. In 2015, one victim handed over $112,000 in cash to his attackers after inhaling the drug. Number 9. Purple Drank. This lethal cough syrup cocktail was popularized in southern hip-hop communities and gives the user a euphoric, woozy feeling. Purple Drank is a mixture of soda, candy, and cold medicine, which contains the morphine derivative codeine. These high levels of codeine suppress the central nervous system, causing respiratory arrest, heart failure, and seizures. The drink is infamously known for killing members of the hip-hop community, including producers Big Hawk and DJ Screw, and rapper Pimp C in 2007. Number 8. Crystal Meth. Methamphetamine was first widely used in World War II, when it was distributed to soldiers to help keep them awake on duty. But today, America is facing a meth epidemic. Mexican drug cartels run a $20 billion industry on the habits of the 1.6 million Americans addicted to this drug. When meth is smoked or snorted, it gives the user a euphoric high. But over time, it causes psychosis, brain damage, and rapid aging. Meth is so corrosive that it destroys body tissue, killing 25,000 Americans every year. Number 7. AH7921. Until recently, AH7921 was legally available in Britain despite mimicking the effects of heroin and having 80% of the potency of morphine. Made in laboratories in China and India, the synthetic drug could be bought online for as little as $22. The drug is also used as an active ingredient in synthetic cannabis. British toxicologist John Ramsey argues that the lack of human testing on the drug makes it particularly dangerous, as its toxicity on humans is unknown. It is known that users injecting AH7921 into their veins risk gangrene, blood clots, and infections. It is also easy to overdose when taking the drug orally, as mixing it with alcohol can lead to a coma or respiratory failure. In 2013, AH7921 killed 68 people, including Jason Knock, who accidentally overdosed on the drug after taking almost 5 times the fatal dose in an attempt to self-cure his insomnia. Number 6. Flakka. For as little as $5, users can snort this synthetic stimulant and experience an aggressive high. Flakka raises the body's core temperature to 41 degrees Celsius. In this hypothermic state, users experience extreme delirium and paranoia, plunging them into a murderous rage for days at a time. Fueled by adrenaline, it can take up to 5 police officers to restrain someone on Flakka. Individuals often believe that they are being chased, are on fire, or are superhuman. Abusers have made headlines by running through traffic naked, having sex with trees, impaling themselves on fences, and believing that they are Satan. In 2015 alone, Flakka has killed at least 50 people from hypothermia and organ failure. Number 5. Heroin. 13.5 million people worldwide inject, snort, or smoke this relaxing yet highly addictive painkiller. Heroin works by slowing down body functions. The effects of mixing heroin with alcohol are deadly because they suppress the same part of the brain that regulates the heart and lungs. This can cause victims to choke on their own vomit, resulting in brain damage, comas, and for 8,000 Americans each year, death. Intravenous heroin users are also 300 times more likely to die from heart infections, and at least 3 million users have contracted HIV from sharing needles. In parts of Eastern Europe and Central Asia, over 80% of all HIV infections are related to drug use. Number 4. Crack cocaine. Crack is an extremely potent form of cocaine. When it's smoked, it causes intense feelings of euphoria, alertness, and aggressive behavior. In the 1980s, the CIA devastated neighborhoods across America by peddling this deadly inner-city drug to thousands living in black communities in order to fund armies in Nicaragua. 30 years later, and 1.2 million Americans are still hooked on this drug, which kills 6,000 people every year. This is due in part to violent turf wars in the CIA's targeted communities. Users also experience psychosis, heart attacks, kidney failure, and crack lung, where the drug erodes the lining of the lungs and causes respiratory arrest. Number 3. Bath salts. Bath salts are a synthetic stimulant that produces an energetic high. But in large enough doses, they also cause people to become uncontrollable and cannibalistic. This is because the drug induces a powerful psychosis. In May 2012, 31-year-old Rudy Eugene ate a homeless man's face under the influence of bath salts before being fatally shot by Miami police. The drug's arrival onto the party scene means that unsuspecting MDMA users have been mistaking bath salts for ecstasy, with devastating effects. In 2013 alone, this caused 23,000 hospitalizations, with users experiencing seizures, hallucinations, and even death. Number 2. Woonga. Woonga is a cheap but highly toxic and addictive street drug that has spread in popularity in South African townships. Woonga is a fine white powder which is added to marijuana and smoked for its relaxing and hallucinogenic properties. The white powder is made up of washing detergent, rat poison, and the HIV medicine Stocrin, which is thought to increase the hallucinogenic effects of marijuana, although there is no scientific proof of this. The popularity of Woonga has caused HIV patients to be targeted by gangs, who rob them of their life-saving medicine. A Vice documentary on the drug reported that Woonga users purposely become HIV positive, so that they gain free access to the antiretroviral medicine. Smoking Woonga poses severe health risks, including internal bleeding, heart failure, and even death in some instances, with users throwing up their own intestines. Number 1. Crocodile. 1 million Russians are hooked on crocodile, a heroin opiate, which is a mixture of eye drops, codeine, and gasoline. It gives the user a rush of euphoria for a third of the price of traditional opiates. Once injected, the gasoline and eye drops eat your flesh, giving skin the appearance of crocodile scales. Eventually, it causes gangrene, which rots you from the inside out. The life expectancy of a crocodile addict is just 1 year, as using the drug causes brain damage, organ failure, and HIV and tetanus from dirty needles. Some cases result in limb amputations and maggots crawling in wounds.